Hello, hello, hello. Hey, everybody out there. Welcome. Can you believe it? This is season 6 of the Coffee with Rhonda show. We're so glad you're here, but I have a question for you. Are you ready to to know the host a little bit better? Well, we're going to do just that today as we get to know each of us and we learn to lead above the grind. Let's get started. All right. So, welcome, everybody. Welcome to season 6, episode 1 of the Coffee with Rhonda show. We're so excited. We've been planning behind the scenes for all of you. And as you all know, this show is about really getting you prepared to lead above the grind. And we are bringing your cup full of inspiration, revelation, and wit for today's savvy leader. So, as I said, today we're going to learn a little bit more about all of us, and we're going to get you all to chime in on that conversation as well. So before we introduce our amazing other hosts, we're going to ask 2 things of you. So I want you to stop right now, whatever you're doing, and I want you to hit the share button. Share this video out there because just like you're going to enjoy it, there is someone else out there that will enjoy this episode also. And they do say that sharing is caring. So right now, whether you're watching live or on the replay, hit the share button. The second ask that we have of you is that you comment. Be sure that you're talking to us throughout the show. We love your comments. They power our conversation, and we love to bring your comments into the conversation. So for those that are savvy enough to comment on our YouTube videos, we're going to have some weekly drawings for some prizes for those that are subscribed and commenting on YouTube as well, as that is one of our goals to grow our YouTube platform this year. So as we get started, my name is Rhonda Y. Williams, and I'm your host for the show. And they call me the stress-free leader. That's right. It is possible to be a stress-free leader. Don't tell me it's not possible. We can have that conversation later. But I am a leadership development expert. I am an executive coach, and I have a passion for supporting women of color in executive and leadership roles as well. I'm the founder of Leadership Above the Grind Mentoring and Coaching Academy, which is brand new. So excited about that. And that's where we help you develop the leaders you want to lead your team. So, all right, what do I have in my cup today? I decided I'm feeling kind of magical. So I went a little Disney on you, and I have some warm apple cider in my cup today with a stick of cinnamon. So that's what's in my cup. So, all right. So let's welcome our 2 amazing other hosts. Hello. Good morning, ladies. Great to see you all. So, Mireille, let's start with you. Good day to you. And tell me.
Yeah, so it's evening for me here. It's the Greatness Engineer tuning in from Perth, Australia, and I'm so happy to be back. I've missed you guys, so you must know me by now, but I'm going to remind you who I am. I'm all about greatness. Like I said, I'm the Greatness Engineer. I am on a mission to make sure that people understand that they have the greatness inside of them, and for them to step into their greatness, understand that they don't have any limits. And I'm focusing right now on women in non-traditional industries, so women working in male-dominated environment, and making sure they step into their power and use this power to break, to break the bias and go higher into the corporate ladder. I am the CEO of MT Energy Resources, and I'm also the founder of the Mireille Toulekima Global Leadership Organization. So that's about me for now, but you're going to discover more as we go along with the show.
Wonderful. And Mireille, what do you have in your cup today?
Oh, in my cup today, I'm just drinking water. So, because after that, I'm going to bed.
Going to bed. Very understandable after what I'm sure has been a full day for you. So thank you so much. And Ms. Roz, tell us a little bit about you, who you are, and what you have in your cup.
I'm like Mireille. If you don't know me by now, you'll never know me. But anyway, I am Roz Jones, the CEO and owner of Jacksonville's Best Caregivers, where we help expand the life of your loved one. Why do I do it? I do it to help the caregiver to reduce that SOS on their journey, which is being stressed, overwhelmed, and providing safety and security. When you can't do it all, give us a call. So as I already said, I'm the owner of Jacksonville's Best Caregivers. The owner of Jacksonville's Best Caregivers. I also launched a new brand called Roz Jones Enterprises. So if you all see that coming out, I've been kind of evolving that for about the last 18 months to 2 years, and that's basically for speaking, podcasting, anything digital. Basically my digital side. And then also too, in April, I will be launching my podcast called the Caregiver Cafe. Yay. So that's what I've been doing this season. Me and my little elves. And today I have in my cup, I have my peppermint tea, and I have my cup.
All right. Roz is leading above the grind. That's awesome, Roz. So I want to talk a little bit more about sort of Roz Jones Enterprises and what you're doing with that shortly. So let's say hello to a few people out there. I see Regina out there, and Regina says, "Welcome back, everyone. This is Regina in Texas, and I have coconut water in my cup." Okay, Regina, thank you so much for tuning in. And then we have someone on LinkedIn. LinkedIn can be kind of weird sometimes with how it shows the comments. So it just shows us LinkedIn users. So please, now, you know what? Please put your name in the comments for us. That way I won't call you LinkedIn user. I'll know who you are. So good morning to you. Thanks for tuning in. French roast Starbucks in your cup. I'm wondering if that's Victoria, but and then she says, congrats, Roz. So thank you. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching. And also, hopefully, you're sharing and continue to comment throughout the show. So let's get started. This is season 6, and we were really excited about this season. We have been talking about little elves. We have been little elves behind the scenes. I thought it was Victoria. Hey, Victoria, thanks so much for tuning in. We've been like little elves behind the scenes, sort of working and thinking about really intentionally what we wanted to bring to you this season. Mm-hmm. So I'm excited to share that we have a few new things coming up this season for you. First of all, you're going to get to hear from both Roz and Mireille in little 1-minute segments each week. And what I love about this is it really connects their voices with their brands and the work that they're amazing work that they're doing in the world. So we're excited to bring you each of their segments, and we're going to start that today. So you'll get to see those segments today. One other thing that we've added this season is we are going to do what we call the top 2. So be prepared. We're going to ask you about your top 2 of something. I don't know what each week is going to change, but we're going to, when we get to the segment, we'll ask you what your top 2 is, and then you'll be able to share with us your top 2. I think I got a good one for today. So we're going to see how that goes in a little bit. So that's what's happening with us so far. So I want to just dive right in by starting the conversation with us and sort of who we are. But we're first going to start, Roz, we're going to start immediately with one of the segments. So, Roz, we're going to start with your segment, and we're going to lead that into our discussion to talk a little bit about how that came about, what you're doing, and what we're each doing as well. So, all right, y'all hold on for a second. Here's our first new segment that we're introducing, and this is Miss Roz. And I'll just let the video speak for itself.
Hi, Roz Jones, the CEO and owner of Jacksonville's Best Caregivers, with a new episode of the Caregiver Chronicles. As we know, more than 61% of caregiving is done by women. So how does this impact us so far as our personal lives? We've been talking about that. So what are some of the stats when it comes to caregiving that I just want to highlight for you in regards to our efforts as it impacts caregiving? Number one, 33% of women decrease their work hours to be able to take care of a loved one. 29% pass up a job promotion or training assignment because they're taking care of a loved one. 22% take a leave of absence. 20% switch from full-time to part-time. 16% quit their jobs. And 13% retire early. What about those faction figures?
So, Roz, I love that. First of all, I love the whole Caregiver Chronicles. I love that it's in the car because that's so you, right?
Mm-hmm.
We will frequently see you there. But the information that you're sharing with us in those chronicles is so important for all of us to be thinking about in our own lives personally, how it impacts our family and that sort of thing. So we're really excited that you are sharing the Caregiver Chronicles with us here. And we'll be able to bring those to you each week. So I want to talk a little bit about sort of what we've all been doing in this off season, right? And actually go back a little bit more for the past 6 months. I have seen each of us grow like tremendously. It's like we're all, Roz, you said it when we had our backseat conversation, our interview. You said that we're all in a season of growth. So I want to hear a little bit about, Roz, let's start with you. Tell us a little bit more about Roz Jones Enterprises and what you've been doing in this off season. Then Mireille, we'll come to you as well because you have a ton going on as well and your business is growing exponentially. Also.
Yeah, I think during the break, that gives us a chance to catapult, to get out in each one of our own businesses and to do things. It's not that we stop when we do the show. Is that we incorporate that into what we're already doing. And so off season, everybody kept saying, every time I talk to you, you're always in the car, and I thought about that and I said, well, why don't I take advantage of while I'm in the car? And so that's how Caregiver Chronicles came up, is because caregivers are doing the same thing that I'm doing. We're going from work to taking care of someone to church to an event, and we're in the car and we're trying to multitask. I'm not the only one. I am not the only one. So I really wanted to connect with my community, connect with the caregivers and let them know that I want to let them know that I'm just not behind the desk. So a lot of my Caregiver Chronicles now are not only in the car, but then also too, you will see me demonstrating different types of tips and tricks behind the scenes to help you as a caregiver. So that's one of the things that came up. And then also to the years, holding off on that for a couple of years, but I felt now was the time, was because I had invested in myself and I had become in a place where I could handle the podcast along with everything else that I do. But, like I said, I have little elves behind.
We lost Roz.
Her.
Yeah, we'll be back. We'll bring her back in a moment. So I think that's really powerful, what she's doing. And particularly, if you all didn't hear what she just said, she took something that she's doing. Oh, she's back. Roz, you broke up for a minute, but I was just sort of summing up. You took something that you were doing anyway, right? And then you leveraged that. You took advantage of that to continue to support and connect and build out your brand.
Mhm. Sometimes we have stuff right in our hand that we don't use.
Mm-hmm.
It's right there. So I just want to end with that and turn it back over to you.
All right, wonderful. Thank you so much. So I think that's accurate. And Mireille, you've got a lot in your hands as well. So when we think about everything that's happening in your world, in your global community, you've done just an amazing job of cultivating a global network. And so tell
Mm-hmm.
us a little bit about where you're going with all of this, right? What's happening for you? And then, what's your vision?
So there's a lot happening for me, and so as you said, I've been able during the off season to extend my brand, again further. I've already conquered in a way the North American market last year, but this year was more into the Asia, which is the East, South Asia, but also now going to the Caribbean and really repositioning myself in the oil and gas and making sure that I coach and train more women to come into the industry, but most importantly, what we've seen so far is, the women are coming, but they're not staying. So we have what we call a leaking pipeline, because at some point they get stuck, they can't go higher, then they're not accessing the decision making table. So I'm really pushing there and trying to bring them to look at things differently and not force a system where they can't break through, but try to see how they can create an alternative that can work for them, and a company or business or anything that still can help them to be decision makers in the industry, and not just looking at one table, which is the tiny table of a company, but look at more the industry, how they can reposition themselves. So that's been a lot of my focus. And also I have I've managed to bring some very phenomenal guest on my show as well, on the Greatness Engineering Hour show. And it's been amazing. Last time I had I was just so impressed. I had the youngest historian in the world from India, 10 years old. I was just sitting there. At some point I was like, okay, so who is the adult here? And I've learned so much from this young, this young boy. It's just amazing, the fascination that he had for history. So really bringing those stories as well up there, and making sure people get inspired and understand that they can do, great things, and they have to stop, looking at the negativity that is going around, and try to refocus on their strength and play on their strength. And that's really been the focus for me during this period. But and there's also the entrepreneurship part, but focusing more on women in Africa. I've been working on creating an ecosystem to help women in Africa to scale their businesses, especially focusing on the small business, and women who want to start businesses. And one of the key things that is really missing is the access to funding. So trying to create this ecosystem and bring investors to invest in their business, because sometimes we don't even need to invest a lot, especially if people are coming from outside Africa. Sometimes it's just, maybe $100 and $200 to help them to start and really train them to get the right skills as well, to be able to pitch for, to get more money, and also get investor to accompany them to a level where they can become independent. So a lot going on, and people are even asking me, "Do you sleep?" Yes, I sleep, but I'm trying to work smarter, and involve more people, and that's been a key thing that I've learned from the show is, you have to delegate. You can't do it on your own, and delegate what you feel like you can't do well, and get somebody who can do it better than you, so that you gain time and you learn in the process as well, and the impact is actually, you create more impact.
Yeah, I love that, everything that you're doing. And, it's about taking that seat at the table, right?
Mm-hmm.
Creating that seat at the table, but not only that table, as you said, really expanding it out.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that work that we're all doing in terms of really stepping into our power and our greatness
Mm-hmm.
and sharing our gifts and talents with the world, right? Which is why I wanted to do this episode. We've been here for the past, we were calculating earlier behind the scenes, about 3.5 years now that we've
Mm-hmm.
been together doing this show. And sometimes we give our brief introduction, but I'm not sure the viewers of this show know the powerhouses that you two ladies are. So I really wanted to have an opportunity to really share us with the world. You know, for
Mm-hmm.
me, the past few months have been really dedicated towards opening my leadership academy. From
Mm-hmm.
a global perspective, we have a challenge in leadership, and that is we expect leaders to do big things without the tools and resources to do it. We don't always invest in our leaders the way that we should. We expect our leaders to just know. Well, how are
Mm-hmm.
they supposed to know? Is it magic? Do you just snap a finger and poof, I'm a great leader? Great leaders are not born, they are developed. And so I am committed to helping and partnering with organizations to develop those leaders into the great leaders that they expect and that they want to see. All right. So launching Leadership Above the Grind Coaching and Mentoring Academy, I had no idea what I was biting off.
Just do it, I think.
Just do it. In typical Rhonda form, go run first and figure it out later. And then you get into it and you're like, ooh, that's kind of a lot. But,
Oops.
fast forward, what was that, Rhonda?
Typical
I
us,
said,
I think.
sometimes
Everybody.
yeah,
Rhonda?
sometimes you jump into stuff and it's a good idea, but everything on the back end is not done. You going forward, but the back end is trying to catch up to you, but
Mm-hmm.
I understand. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Rhonda. I'm sorry.
No, 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 no. Absolutely. That's exactly how it is. And so I think that's important for us to know, right? The same way we started the show the same way. We jumped
Mm-hmm.
out there, started the show, right? Uh-oh. I think that's a pattern. I think it's a pattern that we're seeing in the terms of recognizing that we have an idea, moving forward, and then letting everything else catch up later. So, yeah, with Leadership Above the Grind Coaching and Mentoring Academy is, in my eyes, a global institution that is
Mm-hmm.
there to support leaders, their growth and their development in a supportive way, helping to give them the tool set, skill set, and the resources they need to become better leaders and to lead stress free, right? Because we don't have to bring the negative stress into our world. That's a choice that we make, that we can choose to eliminate that and focus on the other things. So that's what I'm really excited about. So, um, amazing intro, ladies, of your day and in and out of the grind. I love what you all are doing. Thank you, Victoria. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Really appreciate your support. So I want to talk a little bit about, we gathered behind the scenes to have some conversations about who we all are. And Regina says, Mireille, congrats on all that you are doing. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Regina.
So we gathered behind the scenes to talk a little bit about, here's some questions that we asked ourselves. So we've been here 3.5 years doing the show. What surprised us most about the show? Also, what are we really hoping to share with our guests? What have we personally gained or what's impacted us personally? So I'm going to play the first clip, and I'm going to play the clip. And I'm also going to say that in the leadership, in the Coffee with Rhonda tribe on Facebook. It's a Facebook group, Coffee with Rhonda Show Tribe. The full interview is there, right? So if you want to see the full interview in our discussion, I put the link in the very first comments here of the show. You can join that tribe. Obviously, there's no cost, but we wanted to be able to share a little bit behind the scenes. So here's the first question we asked. We asked, what has surprised us most about being a part of this show? And so we'll run that clip.
Coffee with Rhonda show, the best thing for me has been is that the people have accepted the fact that I'm working and I'm not behind the desk. And I think people can connect to that because, it used to be when you did interviews, everybody had to be sitting behind the desk. Everybody had to be in the same room. And now I think people accept us is because we have broken the standard. And so because we have broken the standard, but we're consistent. Let me say that again. We've broken the standard, but we've been consistent in the information that we've given. So that consistency has overflowed into my personal work and has forced me to be even more consistent. So that's how it's helped me.
It's been an amazing journey because when I came in, just like you all know, it was just for oneself. And well, just realize how, powerful we could be, and share our knowledge and experience and help people to grow, because sometimes we don't realize it until we do it. And that's been, a personal growth for me. And we've really break barriers, because we are different people, we come from different background, different experiences, but coming together has actually helped us to grow together, but also to learn so much from each other, and really get to our greatness. Because when I talk about greatness, it's really about expanding ourselves, learning from other people, and also helping other people, the audience, to grow.
Yeah, I love that clip because of when we talk about the consistency. So, a couple of things came up for me in that clip: the consistency, and the way that we show up consistently and who we are. And this show, we've also given ourselves permission to show up authentically, right, as who we are. And I think that's really important, because I think today so many of us are looking for spaces where we can be who we are, openly, transparently, and consistently. And then, Mireille, you also talked about the growth and just growing together, even as different people, along those lines. So, any thoughts on those clips?
I just wanted to say that the two of you are coaching me to perform better. That's what I have gotten from you all. They say a coach without a coach is a critic. And so from what you guys have imparted in me, from your knowledge and your information, it has forced me, a good force, but it has helped me improve as a person, as a coach, as an employer, as a woman. Because I often say that because of this show, now I do understand who I am. I do know that I am Roz Jones. I'm a Black business owner. I know who I walk better in my identity because of my connection with you all. So you guys help me perform better, but also too to understand my identity better. And a lot of people don't have that. I'm done.
Yeah, and I agree with Rose. I mean, it's just so amazing what we've learned from each other. I mean, I've learned so much, especially being from a different community, because I'm in Australia. Things I've done differently, but then I also realized the connection that is there. And having a different background, having grown up in a different way, but we have this common connection that comes in, and really make coming together create something that is special, phenomenal, I would even say, because the value that we bring and the value that I get from you guys is just amazing. And just like what Rose was saying, I use every single thing that I learn here, in my business, in my relationship with my children, with my husband, and with myself, because I think the key part for me was the self-awareness, and understand, the power and the gift that I have, and be really okay with the shortcomings, understanding that those gifts are there, and they're always going to be there. And if I am persistent, and if I use them, I will go places, and that's really the what I gain from being associated with you, and connecting with the different guests that we have on the platform.
I love
And I
that
think also too, we have an unspoken respect and admiration for each other.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? So wherever you are, I respect that. I don't cross your boundaries. You have set
Mm-hmm.
boundaries, and I think we respect each other's boundaries. So I just want to throw that in there, Rhonda. Go ahead.
No, thank you for that. So we have a comment that says self-awareness out of order, self-awareness stand out in order to explore our full potential. Absolutely. So thank you so much for adding that comment, and thank you so much for joining us. Your name is new to me. So thank you for joining, and I hope you'll come back. I think we have another comment out there, and this is Victoria. Victoria says, that's what makes this show great. Different perspectives from co-hosts of different backgrounds. Absolutely. And that's exactly what we're trying to do. I think for me, it's been really surprising to see that we're able to just start with this idea and create a sense of community. Victoria, Regina, everyone else out there that joins us on the regular basis, it's a community, right? And it's a family. When they show up each day, we love that. And I'm so excited when we have new members join our family, joining the show from Nairobi, Kenya. Yay! Thank you
Yay!
so much. That is amazing. And we are so glad that you're here. Let me play this small clip about sort of what stands out or what surprised me about the show, and I tell a little bit of a story in it. What has surprised me the most about being a part of the Coffee with Rhonda show has been the fact that people love it. And we started it just as something to do, a conversation to have. And I think I didn't know how much people really loved it until we didn't have the show when we were in season and we didn't have a show. I can't remember what was going on. Mireille, I think you couldn't attend, and I was getting on the plane and something. So we decided we weren't going to have the show. So we just put on a replay. I was actually boarding my flight, and I got a message from one of the people who watch our show regularly and said, "What's with this recording?" And I thought to myself, oh my goodness, people are paying attention. They're actually paying attention. And so for me, it has been just wonderful to see how people have gravitated to the show and appreciated the work and effort and energy that we bring to every episode.
Fantastic. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
you get hooked to it. I mean, even me sometime, when I can't attend, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna find, a way to change something in my schedule because I need to be there. And it's always, in my mind on Saturday, late on Saturday before going to bed, I have to have my dose of coffee coffee with Rhonda, and then otherwise something is missing, and that's just the magic of it.
Absolutely. I love that one of something we built into the show is a core value of ours, and that is laughter. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so I want to come back to this point of laughter. But first, I want to do our second new segment, and we're going to go to Mireille's segment now. So every week we'll have Mireille is the greatness engineer. And so she talks about really leaning in and stepping into our greatness. So we have a new segment that will be airing this season. So let's watch Mireille in the Greatness Minute.
Hello, everyone. This is Mireille, the Greatness Engineer, with you today. Welcome to the Greatness Minute. Today, I want you to focus on yourself, on what you have inside, because I know that you have greatness inside of you. You are destined for greatness. Don't forget that. This is the most important thing that you need to know today. You are destined for greatness. People are going to label you. People are going to try to make you feel bad. They're going to judge you. But these are lies. Don't believe those lies, because if you start to believe those lies, they're going to become your life. So I encourage you to get inside, to see the gift, be conscious of the gift that you have, and really step into your power and step into your greatness. It's time for you to get out of the box, that people have created for you. It's not your box. You are unlimited. So go and find somebody and tell this person, I'm getting out of this box today because I am destined for greatness. I'm gonna break down this box and I'm gonna break through into my greatness. That's my message for you today. Have a great day. Bye.
I love that. I love that minute. Get out of that box. Who put you in that box anyway? Why are you in the box?
Exactly. Why are you in the box? Break this box and break free into your greatness. What are you doing there?
Absolutely. So I hope everyone has enjoyed the new segments that we're introducing this season, because I think it's important that we continue to infuse who we are in this show. So we're here for a purpose, but there is wonderful, amazing work that we're each doing outside of this. And I want that to become a part of what we do here as well. So Gwen says, you provide a basic human need of connection. When people are connected to higher cause or purpose, it allows them to live in full expression of their authentic self. Gwen, I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that, because that's really powerful. And this family, this show feels like that. So I want to go back to something that we mentioned about one of our core values. We just sort of came upon this fact that we are leaders. Leadership can be a tough job. It can be serious. We're entrepreneurs, but we like to have fun, right? One of our core values of the show is fun, and we are always laughing on this show. I'm not naming any names, but somebody down there in the blue is often the cause of a lot of our laughter, and it's just fun. It has become a core value.
Somebody in blue. It doesn't have to be you.
Little old you. So if you're watching out there, I want you to listen to, as we talk about laughter a little bit, let's listen to this clip about how we've kind of just embraced this value of laughter.
Grow. And I also like the funny, we do it in a funny way. We have a role. Each of us has a role. I think I'm the serious one, and obviously Rose is the funny one, and you are in the middle. So we really complement each other, and that's what I love. And the fact that we are really global now is just amazing.
That is, I love that. Yes, it is. And, the fact that we're all different, right? We come together and we have funny. So I went back and I remember in the very beginning of the Coffee with Rhonda show, we actually had another co-host who was with us. And I found a funny moment from that show. Last words, and then we're going to go ahead and sign off and let people refill their coffee cups like me.
How about let me get one to start for the beginning? I don't even have one.
All right, Bernadette, we definitely gonna let you get your cup of coffee so you can wake all the way up. It just started from the beginning, and we brought in laughter into the show, and it brought a different element. And so I think it goes a little bit back to what Gwen was saying about connection, right? We know that laughter is really important for us. So let me see what our comments are. All right, so we got a couple comments. We are destined for greatness, and hence our dreams and ambitions in life are all valid if we give our full and undivided attention. Absolutely. And that's what we talk about on this show. And we do it while having fun. right? We expect each of you to be leaning into your greatness. We show up in our full authentic greatness, not perfection, but our authentic greatness. Victoria's just got little laughing emojis. And then Regina said, I am getting out of this box. I love the greatness minute. This definitely speaks to what I am doing currently. And then I love Roz and her humor. Rhonda, love your humor as well. And then that's what connects us. Life is too serious. You know, someone watched our YouTube channel not too long ago and said to me, you know what? Leadership has gotten way too seriously. We need to be able to laugh more. And even in the workplace, she said, I feel like that's a little bit of what's missing, right? We are missing some of that laughter and some of the fun that we bring. You know, because laughter is a core part for us, we had someone come on to the show and just actually talk about what we do. And it was a real on-air testimonial about the show. And it was in the moment and unscripted. And I thought it was very cool. So let's play a little bit of what he said about his thoughts on the show. Now, the interesting thing is he's been watching this show for more than 2 years. So let's listen to him talk about it.
Been on this show. I've been on this show now for almost 2 years now, on the sidelines, just texting each week. And it's a riot. If there's anybody watching and who does not know that you have to laugh to be a good leader, then you need to watch this show, because we laugh. We have a good time and we improve your leadership at the same time. So Rhonda, I think you're doing a great job for your audience. I really like what you're putting out, and I think your audience likes it.
Wow, that was very cool for him to come on air and do that. So Mireille, laughter has just become a part of what we do. And if you're out there talking, I want you to start sharing with us. If you're out there watching, why do you watch the show? Like, why do you come back? I know many of you are sort of doing other things and you'll catch the replay. But even then, why do you come back? Share with us what inspires you about the show, because we want to do more of that, right? We want to continue to do that. So Mireille, I sometimes have never laughed so much than when I get on this darn show.
And it's a shame Roz disappeared, because she brings just something else, on the show. And I will never forget alter ego name. I can't even pronounce the name of the alter ego. I've never loved that hard, in my life. And that's what I like. We can be serious, talk about serious subject, but not forget that, laughter is part of life, and it's part of, one of the therapy that actually help us to keep going, because if we don't have the laughter, it becomes really boring and depressing in a way. So we need this dose of laughter with the coffee, so that we can, start to be really who we are and not think about anything else. And that's fantastic.
Absolutely. I love it, Mireille, because life can be challenging, right? As I said, leadership can be challenging. Entrepreneurship is certainly challenging. It might seem glamorous. However, it can be very, very grueling. And so if we are not connecting our core values, it's why I labeled it a core value of this show, because at the end of the day, you know what? I want to share, I want to inspire, I want to educate, but I want to do it in an uplifting and way, because we can support each other in a way that is fun for everyone. So Regina says, yes, lean into your greatness. And then Victoria says, on my team, my manager recognized that. So now we've implemented Fun Fridays. Leadership with no humor is frightening and short-lived. Oh my goodness, what an important point, Victoria. Who wants to go to a place every single day where it's straight up, all serious, and no fun? I'm not sure that you can get the best out of your team from a leadership perspective if nobody is having fun, right? I don't know how you do that. And then Regina said, hot off the press information and girl power is why I attend. I need to learn how to step into my own greatness, and you ladies give me so much courage. That's awesome, Regina. Thank you so much for sharing why you show up, because it's important. You could be doing anything with your time. And those that spend their time with us, we really, really do value that. So let's look at some more funny clips. So for some of you might have seen some of this from a commercial that we put on, but oh my goodness, some of this was just kind of crazy. Hold on. we're gonna go and watch a little bit more of this. So let me share. I'm gonna share this file. And then as I do this, I want you to think about if you have any favorite scenes from this clip coming up. I would be remiss if I didn't say I got on my swag, my Coffee with Rhonda Show shirt. So as all of us do today, I'm so excited about it. All right, so that's me. Thank you so much for being here. We're already laughing. You guys can tell this is going to be a hoot. So, absolutely. You know, Mireille, it sounds like you're so under control. I may have to talk to your hubby and ask him what triggers you. I bet you he's got a few things on his list.
Next time we will invite him on the show. I'll tell him.
Dr. Wright, can I crowdfund a coach? Okay, so Dr. Wright,
well, okay. So if you want to,
I expect you to use that money for me. Okay, send him my.
Okay. So this is how you crowdfund your next coach right here. So,
but when you have a hater, oh, she's always bragging on herself. Oh, that's because they're not getting off of their blessed assurance and doing nothing. That's the way I feel.
Wait, hold on. They're not getting off of their blessed assurance. Is that what you just said?
That's what I just said. They are not getting off. They're not doing anything.
Yeah. Casey says, living for Roz.
Bless your heart, baby. Bless your heart.
That's awesome. I have that too. Every now and again you'll hear something. I'll have to put myself on mute and I'm like, shh. I'm hoping that they can hear me right now. I'm trying not to look crazy on the video that I'm on. I'm going, shh. Going on here. So yes, I'm definitely in a different environment. Thanks for tuning in. And Michael says he's got cognac in his cup, an after dinner drink.
All right,
Michael. So when you don't follow instructions, I can go from 0 to the non-Jesus zone real quick. So those are some of the triggers for me. And I'm Roz Jones, and I'm done speaking.
Right. I believe that everybody should have more than one, to the exception of a spouse or significant other. Right. Having one of those, but you should have more than one income.
In some countries, they even got multiples of those. So I'm just saying.
Yeah, right. I don't know how they do it, but anyway.
My alter ego, I want to share the name of my alter ego lady. Her name is Jaquita Alize Jenkins Johnson.
Wait. Say that again. I thought you for a second said supercalifragilistic.
Her name is
Jaquita
Alize Jenkins Johnson.
Wow,
Yeah.
I can't even pronounce this.
Oh my goodness. So funny. Oh my goodness.
I still can't pronounce it, so I'm sorry.
No, oh wow. So it's just fun, right? But we made a decision and we have made the choice to incorporate fun into what we do. And so I think that shows up. And so I am interested. So, hey, Michael's out there. So, Michael says entrepreneurs are on an island and looking for support from the natives. Work with the tribe and have fun. Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining, Michael. It's great to see you. And then Regina says, Rhonda, you know, I love and absolutely go nuts for that music. She loves it. She loves the intro music. And Victoria said, love those clips, Rhonda. Thank you so much. So today, let me get Roz back on screen. Roz is on the move. Roz is on the move. All right. So as we do this, let's stop for a moment and do our top two. Okay. So for today, our top two, where's my top two question at? Hold on. Let's get, let me be sure that I do this right, because you know we got to do fancy little things on for the intros and stuff. So. All right. So for today's top two, I want you to share with us, and remember, if you're watching live or on the replay, you can still share this. Your top two ways that you like to spend your extra money. Top two ways you like to spend.
Can you repeat, because we lost. Yes. I lost you at some point. So 2 ways to what?
Top 2 ways that you like to spend your extra money.
Oh, extra money. So, I mean, for me, it's simple. I like traveling. So if I have extra money, I'm going to travel. I'm going to drive somewhere and, you know, go into a place, you know, a nice place. So that's one thing. And the next thing is to, you know, save some of the money as well. Yeah. And so those are the 2 things that I would say. So travel and have fun, and then on the other part, saving some of the money as well if I have some extra.
All right. So saving and vacationing. Roz, what are your top 2 ways you like to spend your extra money? Uh-oh.
You're on mute?
Yeah, she's driving though. So Roz, we'll come back to you when you're able to unmute.
I like Michael.
I know. All right. So, cognac and Cuban cigars, Michael. That sounds fun. Sounds like a winner to me. Cognac and Cuban cigars. Victoria says top 2 ways, books and coffee. All right. Ooh. So your top 2 ways to spend your extra money, books and coffee. And Roz is unmuted. Hey, Miss Roz. Uh-oh, she was unmuted. I think she's having tech challenges. All right. So top 2 ways to spend your extra money. She's going to go out and come back in. Let's see. Books and coffee. We got that. Regina says top 2 ways, healthy food and hairstyles. Okay. Healthy food and hairstyles. And then top 2 ways, Gwen says wine and books. Love that. Wine and books. Oh, and the 2 together. That just sounds great. A glass of wine and a good book. So thank you all for sharing that. I think my top 2 ways are vacations and just traveling to wonderful destinations. And then my second way, gosh, to spend extra money, it might be buying clothes if I don't have to go to the store. I want beautiful, lovely clothes, but I don't want to go shopping for it because I don't like to shop and it takes too much time. And so I would say for me, it's probably clothes and vacations are the top 2 ways that I'm going to spend my extra money. So thank you all for playing along with us in that. So let's see if we can get Roz back now. Hey, Miss Roz. What are your top 2 ways to spend your extra money?
I still can't hear.
Oh,
can you hear me?
Yes. You. Yes.
You may have to type the question in the chat. I jumped in the car to get a better signal. You know how it is for me.
All right, I'll type it in the chat for you. What are the top 2 ways to spend your extra money? All right. You know how we roll. We just do whatever we need to do and we keep on moving. So hopefully she'll be able
to keep on going.
Hopefully
If
she'll
you
be
have to go
able
without
to see
me, it's
that
fine.
question. And then Regina says, I am working on travel in the very near future. Absolutely. I love all the answers that we got. They were all very different, right? Got a little cognac. Michael says, my favorite drink is cognac. Michael, we've come to know that about you. That
I love Michael. He always has that cognac, baby. Yes, always has a cognac.
Hey, Maria just joined us. Maria, we have a question on the table. I'd love for you to answer. Number 1, tell us what you have in your cup. But number 2, also tell us your top 2 ways to spend your extra money. So what are the top 2 ways you like to spend your extra money? So what time did you folks start? We start at our normal time, 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. Eastern. That's what time we started today, Maria. All right. So as we're doing that and Maria is typing in her comments, let's go back to some of our discussion that we talked about a little bit. We talked about the comments and our guest comments. So we did a little bit in our behind the scenes interview about some of the comments as well. So let me share a little of that.
You know what? I want to say something about the comments. Our followers, the comments, I've never seen comments like these on any other.
Yeah.
You scroll through, you hit an emoji, I like, a thumb up, put fire, put hearts. But when these people respond to us, I mean, sometimes these comments are like something that would come, if you're doing a dissertation or a PhD.
That's what I was talking about being an academy, because
exactly. So we've gone from one level to another, so we keep elevating every year. So not only are the comments elevating, but it's elevating us. That means that, okay, we've accomplished here, but now we got to, each year we take it higher and higher. So like I said, the comments, I don't see any other places where I have been so far as a guest speaker or a guest in a summit or whatever, give the comments like our followers give and subscribers.
Yeah. It's almost like, now that you all are describing it that way, it's almost like a master class, right? Where you are getting this content and they are participating and engaging, and then they're asking questions about it and sharing their own personal experiences. And honestly, sometimes I feel like we're in a therapy office, because some of the comments, I'm thinking, where's the couch? Because you should probably lay down a bit while we go through this, right? So it is just really something special. Love the comments. So thanks, because we talked about all of you as well in our discussion. And don't forget that if you want to listen to that full interview, the very first comment I put in the chat today is the Facebook group Coffee with Rhonda Tribe. If you just search Facebook, or if you click the link, go to the group, and the full interview is there. And it was really insightful and very fun what we went through. So Maria said her top 2 are travel and books. travel and books. So that's fantastic. And then we have Michael, who says, as usual, your show rocks. Looking forward to a successful season. Thank you so much, Michael. We wanted to just take time for just from the 3 of us to speak with all of you and let you know why we show up. And then, I see Maria says the time changed in the States and not the Netherlands, so she missed part of it. My PhD in leadership is augmented by this show. Never stop learning. That's amazing, Michael. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I want to end with something that we discussed and just share this with the audience. When we had our discussion, we talked about the impact that the show had for each of us. And I think that would be a good thing for us to end on. So let's watch as we talk a little bit about how the show has impacted each of us personally.
What has impacted me personally is my friendship with the two of you, how it has grown. Also, too, you allowed me to come in to support your vision, because when we started, I just want some ladies to get together for 4 shows. You know, and Rhonda puts her hand up to her chin. I just want you here for 4 shows, darling. That'll be it. Well, those 4 shows is now gone into 4 years. And, it's amazing how we have strengthened, and you stretched me. You stretched me. You've taken me, there's no success in the comfort zone. And I've been more successful because of my connection to the two of you and to the guests.
We come from different backgrounds, different, experiences, but coming together has actually helped us to grow together, but also to learn so much from each other and really get to our greatness, because when I talk about greatness, it's really about expanding ourselves, learning from other people.
And so I want people to understand, when Rhonda put this together, I just loved Rhonda anyway. Whatever she did, I was going to support her. But now, as I understand, she brought us together. It was a reason.
The time, but I feel like you both are my sisters. I feel like you both now, we are on a powerful journey together, separately, but together. And I think that is really, really special. Mireille, I love your strength and your focus and your positivity always comes through me. And Roz, for you, I have taken from you to just go with it and to be okay with it. And sometimes I have a way of wanting to be this perfectionist thing. And honestly, with the 3 of us and what we have been through on this show, it's all good. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. We explain it. We tape it together with glue, whatever we need to do, and we move on. So your ability to be flexible and to be mobile and to just be Roz Jones, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It is freeing for all of us. Wow. Love that.
It's beautiful. I mean, and like, you said, we were not expecting it. When we started, it was just, 1, 2 shows, and then that's it, just something that we didn't think about, we didn't plan, and then we just came together, and I love it. We just came together, and the audience helped us to really become stronger and stronger each day, each one show at a time. And now, almost 4 years. I can't even believe it.
I know. Roz, did you want to add anything? She might still not be able to.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
As I listen to that clip again, the last time I told Rhonda not to cry, now I want to cry. but the thing I want everybody to understand is that in the culture here in the United States, I don't know about where Mireille is. The thing has always been said, Black women can't work together. Women can't work together. And we have broken that myth. We have broken that myth. So that's all I wanted to say.
All right. Awesome. I love you, ladies. You're amazing. And Victoria said, another great show, Rhonda. I know you didn't plan this, but this is a beautiful surprise on my special day. Thank you so much, Victoria. You guys really keep us going, right? We're so excited. We love being here. We love your comments, and all of you continue to help us elevate our game. We said in the clip, and again, if you have a chance to go watch the full video, I encourage you to do that, because the full interview is really fun, and we go into some other areas that we didn't have time to touch on the show. But at the end of the day, this is really about all of us. So let's end up And Regina said, wow, 4 years old already. I love it, ladies, how your vibe is together. Y'all gonna make me cry. We're gonna have the whole Coffee with Rhonda Show family crying. The strongest structure is a tripod. That is what you have, and it is your strength. Thank you so much, Michael. Yeah, that is wonderful. And so as we wrap up, let's do our final segment, and I'll just come to each of you and you can share any final thoughts. Again, go watch that full interview because we didn't have time to get to it all on the show. But for now, first, let's do our pictures. Oh, Roz, you probably left your cup, right? Did you bring something? Oh no. It's okay.
I just jumped in the car to get a signal.
It's okay. Hold up a peace sign or a thumbs up or something. Got it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And let's do our what's in your cup as we wrap up. All right. So as we wrap up, Roz, let's start with you first. What do you want folks to, one of the things we talked about in the show, and maybe it'll be good to end on this. We talked about in the interview is why we come and like, what do we want the audience to take away? So Roz, why don't you just take a minute to just share, what do you want people to take away when they watch the Coffee with Rhonda show?
I'm sorry, Rhonda, you said share one thing about the show, today's show.
What one thing do you want the viewers to take away when they join us? And as they're a part of our family, what are we hoping to give to our viewers?
You know what? You may have to go to Mireille and then type it in, and then I'll come back after Mireille. I'm sorry.
No worries. So Mireille, let's start with you then. What do you hope the viewers gain by watching the Coffee with Rhonda show?
For me, it's about the connection, because sometimes, and especially in those challenging time, people always think that they are alone, or they are in front of a situation and they feel like they can't overcome the situation. What I really want people to understand is that we all in it together. We all have challenges. We all have issues. But it doesn't have to be the end for us, and we shouldn't live lean into those fears. We have to really understand that we went through it. Our people in the audience went through it. So there's always somebody that can bring a solution. Somebody that can be talk about strategy that they use, or anything that can help them to really overcome what they have. But it's also to make sure that they have fun and they understand that life is not that serious, or you don't have to be serious all the time. It's you can have fun and at the same time enjoy the process. Even if the challenges are there, you will get through. So that's really what I want the audience to get through, to have self-awareness, yes, but also connect and relate, to us, and see that we're not perfect, but together we can actually help them, and they can help themselves as well. So that's really the important bit for me. We can't hear you, Rhonda. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This is what I hope the people gain from the show, is that they always have options. Number one, you have friends in season and out of season. Even out of season, the three of us know that we're still friends. We don't have to talk every day, but when we get back together, it's like we haven't lost time. And then number three, I hope that this show is an investment. Yeah, we do kicks and giggles and kiki kaka and stuff like that, but I want you to know that this seed that we sow into you all, I hope that you will sow it into someone else. Thank you, Rhonda.
Amazing. And hence why we ask you to share, not just so that we can get views up, because we know that many episodes of this show are very powerful and insightful, and there are things in it that everyone can learn from. So Gwen says, happy spring, looking forward to a season of brilliant growth and learning. Thank you so much for becoming a part of our family, Gwen. We look forward to seeing you back here. Maria says, women can work together, but it's often the narrative that we can't, as it keeps us small. Yeah, you know what? And we don't have to listen to those narratives. Victoria says strength and dance. And then Gwen's final one was connection. So everybody, I hope that you've enjoyed this episode as a little bit more of a behind the scenes look into each of us and who we are. And we have so much fun on this show. So I don't think I've played it during the show yet, but I think instead of our regular way that I take us out, the end of last season, I was talking to my sister, Regina, and I said, okay, you should do this dance, right? You love the music so much, you should dance to it. Well, me and Regina went back and forth. Long story short, I ended up doing the dance. So Regina, how'd that work out? How did it happen that you turned that whole thing around on me, that I ended up being the one doing the dance? LOL. So anyway, I am going to share that with all of you, but I'm going to first show one more comment. It is a platform with open-minded people where audiences can easily bond, laugh, give, and find solutions in life. Absolutely. That's why we do it. So thank you all so much for tuning in. We have an amazing season coming up this year in terms of folks that will be joining us. Topics for the season coming up: executive presence, the mastering selling, authentic leadership, confident leadership, amazing people coming up on the show this season. And we also have our brand strategist, my brand guru, Christopher, will be joining us on the show this season as well to talk about the importance of your brand. And we also have Casey Lankow, who was on the show some seasons ago, coming back to talk about belonging and creating cultures of belonging. This season is going to be amazing. So stay tuned. Come back every week. Don't forget to share. And we are really looking forward to continuing our partnership with all of you, because that's really what this is. You are a part of our family, and we are partners in this journey of life together. So I'll take you out with the whole dance thing that came about just because my sister wouldn't do the dance. Thank you, sister. So I had to do the dance. So we're going to end on this, and we will see you all next week. Same time, same station, on back here for another episode of the Coffee with Rhonda Show. Take care, everybody, and we will see you next week.